What a fabulous moment for Brentford's third division players. Recruited from non-league on free transfers or modest signings, now to dirty their boots in an Anfield quarter-final. Supporters and bees bursting with pride. Well, these are the players who shoulder Brentford's high ambition today, and so much depending on the effectiveness of the striking partnership of Gary Blissett and Richard Cadet. But here's the strength of the opposition. 10 of Liverpool's 11 played in last season's cup final, and although Aldridge is remembered for the penalty miss, he's currently in tremendous form, having scored in each of the last 8 games, including a hat-trick in midweek. Referee Terry Holbrook starts this quarter-final with Liverpool in their red attacking the goal to the left, looking for a place in their 17th FA Cup semi-final. Brentford have never been there before. This is Cochran, and that's an ambitious ball for Godfrey. And that looked like a corner. That didn't quite cross the line, came off Godfrey, and the throw to Liverpool. Brentford, attacking the Kop end in this first half, will find themselves playing into a wall of noise. Full house at Anfield, not a ticket to be had. And many of these Liverpool fans, I'm sure, here in anticipation of seeing their side score perhaps as many goals as they did in midweek against Luton, when they won 5-0. This is McMahon. Got forward very early. Back to Beardsley. Houghton gets around Stanislaus. Good save by Parks. Tony Parks, the sort of save that a keeper wants to make in the first minute to give himself confidence. Beardsley. Nicol. And 7 is Keith Jones. And the crowd on that side appeal our ball. Liverpool's throw. Important for Brentford to keep calm and try and get settled as early as possible. Beardsley. Line of play, and that'll be a throw to Brentford. Well, what an important stop from Parks in the first few seconds. Lovely little ball to pick out Houghton, who got around the left back Roger Stanislaus, and Parks couldn't have been off his line quicker. There's Jones. Gets it back from Sinton, thinks about a shot, and Nicol for Liverpool. Beardsley, Liverpool breaking quickly here. This is John Barnes, Whelan and McMahon. There's plenty of space down this left-hand side. And that was much too close to Tony Parks. Well, McMahon's got forward from midfield a couple of times in these opening 5 minutes. This appearance in the quarter-finals, equalling Brentford's best. They've been as far as this on 3 previous occasions, 1938, 46 and 49, but never any further. Staunton to Whelan. Ablett managed to keep it in play. There's no way back to Grobbelaar. Whelan, Aldridge, Barnes. Oh, a great ball to pick up McMahon's run. Parks has come out of his area. Oh, only as far as Nicol, the goal's empty. Aldridge. What a great ball from John Barnes to pick out yet another run from McMahon. Brentford aren't picking up McMahon when he breaks on the halfway line. And Tony Parks, well, the Brentford goalkeeper, he's got to be so alert. Blissett's header, only as far as John Barnes. Whelan, Staunton, Houghton, didn't quite come off, and Feely for Brentford. Not forward speculatively, this is Blissett, Sinton's available, faced by Nicol. No offside, Cadet! Oh, he's missed! Sinton's lovely little ball, and Richard Cadet top scorer with 17 goals this season. And how close did he come to putting this quarter-final? Well, it would have been dreamland for Brentford, wouldn't it? Sinton got there just ahead of McMahon. Liverpool looked for offside, it didn't come. Grobbelaar off his line, an inch is wide of the post. And that silenced the Kop. Keith Jones. Sinton forward. And Staunton, I'm sure, want to settle things down a little bit at the back. Gary Gillespie. Nicol. Oh, lovely little layoff by Beardsley. Whelan. Houghton. Well, we've had less than 10 minutes, and we've had as much entertainment in these opening encounters as you get in some games. Whelan forward. He's got Barnes available. Barnes. Headed out by Evans. Under pressure from Aldridge. Well, if Liverpool maintain this level of pressure, you suspect there's no way that Brentford's goal could remain intact. Houghton to knock in the corner. Whelan, first time. Good save, Beardsley. Pull back to Aldridge. Well, you can hardly keep pace with it. It looked as though it had to go in then. Another important stop from Parks. And in fact, well, Liverpool and Brentford had both taken up positions for a corner, but the linesman on that near side has indicated, I think, it was a goal kick. Well, how did Brentford's goal survive this time? Whelan's first time shot, good save by Parks. Out to Beardsley, who didn't quite pull it back right for Aldridge, who had two goes at it, and finally Brentford scrambled it away, and it certainly was a corner. Stanislaus. Got quite good feet, this boy, when he gets forward. Stanislaus, left foot. Oh, and Grobbelaar lost it. That's a corner. Gary Blissett poaching on Grobbelaar's mistake. And for the second time, Brentford are close to opening their account. Sinton to place the ball, and you might reflect on one hand Liverpool could have scored twice, so too could Brentford. Just 10 minutes gone. Cochrane's got quite a shot on him. Appealed for a corner, and the referees have given a goal kick. This is Stanislaus, who just toes it forward to Cadet. There's a lovely little back heel from the Brentford number 9. First time shot by Stanislaus. And Grobbelaar, well, the attention wasn't 100%, was it? Barnes, lovely ball. Whelan again breaking from midfield. Beardsley. Free kick. For Liverpool in an interesting position. Barnes is there, Whelan as well, and so too is Staunton. Gary Gillespie's come forward. He's standing at the far side of the penalty area. There he is making his run now. Beardsley tried to lay it back for Whelan. McMahon. Barnes. Staunton's available. Lovely chip of Aldridge. Liverpool man definitely got his head to it. What an inviting cross by John Barnes. It's a good long kick by Parks. Sinton. Carried by Houghton. Stanislaus. Nicol. Thought about letting it run and realised there wasn't time. Giving it away, this is Cochrane. Sinton again. Stanislaus. Jones, a little air of confidence about Brentford. Millen came off nickel. And as far as Feely. Now Barnes for Liverpool. Aldridge. Evans. And as far as Staunton. And Beardsley pops up on the left, pursued by the big man Evans. And you'd fancy Beardsley on the deck against the big man, wouldn't you? Came off the defender. Whelan off the bar. Well, in a match where we might already have had 4 goals, Ronnie Whelan has now rattled the crossbar. Beardsley, beautiful play to make the space for the cross. It came off a defender. Whelan met it on the volley and almost broke the woodwork. Beardsley. Oh, lovely footwork by Beardsley. And inside Stanislaus to pick out Houghton. Maybe now. A little chip for McMahon. McMahon's 6th goal of the season illuminates what has already been a really entertaining quarter-final. Beardsley's football was fantastic. The ball inside the left-back Stanislaus was absolutely perfect to pick out Houghton. Parks off his line quickly, the little chip up, and McMahon diving in. 16 minutes gone, Liverpool ahead 1-0. That'll be a Liverpool throw. Beardsley. Nickel. McMahon. Staunton, and Liverpool are finding a little bit of space here against third division opposition, which they're certainly enjoying. Now Houghton pops up on the left. Barnes, and still he has it. Aldridge trying to set it up for Whelan. Now Nickel looking for John Barnes and didn't get over Millen. Staunton, left foot. And deflected, Liverpool with a corner. John Barnes who's gone across, Nichols standing close to him. And now Nickel peels away. Barnes with the corner. And it's cut out by Godfrey. Sort of diving header you want to make to score a goal. Once again, Gary Gillespie's come up there. He's number 6. And penalised. Feely in support. Cochrane's inside him. To Cadet. Nice turn by Cadet. Didn't quite get free of Ablett, but that's a corner. Well, this will be Brentford's second corner. Cochrane just looking up. I'm sure he's looking to see where Terry Evans is. He's standing to the very left of the penalty area, about to make a late run. Millen! Evans! Oh, it fell to the wrong man, didn't it? Jones! Now Feely. And Stanislaus, the final defender. Beardsley. Back to Houghton. Gillespie. Nickel. He's gone around Sinton. Yes, he has. Still Nickel. Aldridge. Evans got a foot in. Good cover by the central defender. Cadet. Oh, and Brentford are prepared to battle for it, aren't they? This is Cadet again. And Whelan got a foot in to get it back to Grobbelaar. Well, this is Brentford's 8th FA Cup tie of the season. Feely. Always left that left flank exposed for John Barnes to exploit. Keith Jones has come across to cover. Barnes. The shot didn't have enough venom. Steve Staunton, era international. Feely to Jones. Cochrane. Cadet. Blissett! Well, on the far side of the ground, it will obviously have looked a little closer than it was. Gary Blissett, who scored 2 against Manchester City and 2 against Blackburn in the 5th round. Godfrey, Sinton, Cadet. Oh, he tried to lay it back for Sinton, who hadn't quite read it. Beardsley to Aldridge, who's been quiet as the whistle goes for half-time. And I wonder how satisfied the full house at Liverpool are with a scoreline of Liverpool 1, 3rd Division Brentford 0. And no doubt that Tony Parks saved Brentford in those opening 4 or 5 minutes when Liverpool set off at 100 miles an hour. But Gary Blissett showing, as the first half reached its conclusion, that Brentford can get forward and do look capable of scoring themselves. I've got a feeling this cup tie is far from over. Big smile on the face of Richard Cadet as Brentford start this second half, and they'll be well aware, I'm sure, that at 1-0 it's not yet a formality. The door to the possibility of a semi-final is still open for the team from the 3rd Division, but Liverpool now will be attacking the Kop end. Nicol. Aldridge, who was a bit subdued in the first 45 minutes, John Aldridge. Millen. And that came off Gillespie. Brentford's throw. Jones. Stanislaus. Sinton. Stanislaus still got a foot in. And finally away by Whelan. That'll be another Brentford throw. Sinton, and Nichols stretched out his leg and certainly got the worst of the encounter. Well, there's no knowing what the effect of a second Liverpool goal would be, but certainly there's not the air of confidence and arrogance about Liverpool at the moment. As Brentford get another corner. Off the head of Gillespie. Well, the Brentford travelling supporters, 7,000 of them, are behind that goal. Sinton with the corner. He can put it back in again. They're all still there. Millen, oh, Evans got there just ahead of him. And that's another corner. Well, I think it was a pity that Evans got up to that, because Millen behind him had much more time to look at the ball. Evans couldn't quite get high enough And if he'd left it, if Millen had shouted, well, it would have been a better chance. Cochrane. Again they're together. Evans. Oh, Godfrey! The noise at the moment is coming from the left-hand side here at Anfield, which is the Brentford support. And in response, the Kop have now found their voice. Evans with the free kick. There was a hand up there. There was certainly a hand up, and I think it was that of Gary Blissett. Had the crowd on their feet, the Brentford supporters. Houghton. Drilled in hard, off the head of Millen. Godfrey gets there before Barnes. I think Godfrey felt that he was obstructed. Liverpool with a throw. Oh, loved a little flick on from Peter Beardsley. Ray Houghton! The chance fell finally to Houghton, who might feel that he could have hit the target from there. But what a marvellous little backheader it was from Peter Beardsley. He's so aware of where his colleagues are. He was trying to pick out McMahon. It fell for Houghton. And he missed the target by a couple of feet. Both managers on their feet. Once again, and certainly Steve Perryman with more to encourage him in the second half than Kenny Dalglish. John Barnes. Beardsley picks up the pieces. Oh, it's a pleasure to watch, isn't it? John Barnes! Great tackle by Andy Feely. Now here's a player who as a youngster was told his career was over because he had suspect knees, but he's always ignored the medical advice and he still plays and has to take tablets to keep down the inflammation in his knees. Barnes, little flick on, there's two arriving, Whelan! Well, the captain took responsibility. John Barnes, a little flick on, Nicol and Whelan who went together, and Whelan putting it a yard too high. That's carried over all of them. Cadet might get in there. Brentford's centre forward not quite able to make contact. Aldridge and Evans. Houghton. Whelan. Sinton. Blissett. And he tried to lay it back to Cochrane. Quite get the contact that he wanted. John Barnes to run at Feely. He gets over the full-back. Now at Evans. On his left foot. A goal to kill off Brentford's brave challenge and a goal to illuminate any match. Fabulous by John Barnes. He ran from just inside the Brentford half. He beat Feely. He got around the first man. He ran at Evans. And took it onto his left foot. First it's Feely. Cochrane can't get back to make a tackle. Then it's Terry Evans. Onto the left foot. and inside Tony Parks. 65 minutes gone, a fabulous goal from Barnes, and now Liverpool ahead by 2 goals to 0. That's fallen for Jones. Blissett, oh, lovely ball inside to Cockram. Godfrey's available on the other side. Cadet, oh, they just wanted to do a bit too much. It demanded a simple ball out to Kevin Godfrey on the right, and they weren't quite able to deliver. And what an interesting substitution this is, because the man coming on is Tony Seeley, a much-travelled footballer as Godfrey comes off, who was only signed by Brentford 8 days ago from the Portuguese club Sporting Lisbon, signed just in time to be eligible to play in this cup tie. He hasn't yet appeared in the Brentford first team. He's only had 2 reserve matches. Barnes. Liverpool prepared to just take the sting out of things now when they have possession. Aldridge. Houghton. John Barnes. Whelan. Staunton. Back from Barnes. It's a little bit too wide of him for a good cross, but he earns the corner. Beardsley. Oh, beautiful ball to pick out Barnes again. Looking for Aldridge. And off the post by Gillespie. Nickel. Beardsley. Now Jones. And Brentford with a little bit of a respite. Oh, brought down by Ablett. Well, Ablett protests, but no doubt that Brentford have got a free kick. And you can see the rain sheeting down as it has all day. But the pitch at Anfield has stood up wonderfully to it. Bailey. Little flick on by Jones. Sinton under pressure from McMahon and Houghton. And there's 4 Liverpool players on this break. They don't get offside. It's Beardsley. Aldridge is in the middle. Oh, Beardsley, brilliant. Unbelievable. 3-0. Well, it's mixed emotions, because that's the sort of goal you want to see. Brilliant football by Liverpool. They just outnumbered the Brentford defenders, who quite naturally have gone forward trying to get back into the match. Here's Beardsley. He had Aldridge available, chose himself to go round the 2 defenders and plant it wide of Parks. And the mixed emotions, well, Brentford have played so well, but now 3-0 down, and with some 10 minutes left. Godfrey. This is Sinton to recover. Stanislaus available. Seeley. Seeley. Ablett. And Barnes, look at the space he's got now. It's down that left flank. Liverpool have punished Brentford. Ablett makes the spare man. Beardsley. Oh! Beardsley's second. Barnes starting the attack again down that left-hand side. A lovely ball inside. Look at Beardsley's football there. This time planting it the other side of Tony Parks. It's 4-0. There's 8 minutes left. And Steve Perryman is now witnessing what he perhaps feared. But Liverpool's class and quality and their extra pace is making his team look very much second best. And for so long in this match, that hasn't been the case. Blissett cannoned off a defender. As Brentford make a second substitution. Andy Feely, the old warhorse, who comes off to be replaced by Jamie Bates, who will go straight to right back. The last time Liverpool played at home, remember, they put 5 past Luton. And they've now scored 13 goals in the last 3 matches without conceding any. We haven't finished here yet. It's still in play, Nickel. That'll be a corner. Liverpool currently 4th in Division 1. Now 10 points adrift of Arsenal, but with 2 games in hand. Barnes. Evans concedes another corner. Who's to say Liverpool couldn't yet do the double? Certainly through to their 17th FA Cup semi-final and moving ominously up the First Division. Houghton to take it. Whelan to Nickel. Who can he find? They appeal for handball, and yet it's another corner. The referee was well positioned. It's been that sort of day. 3 minutes left. Liverpool 4, Brentford 0. Houghton's corner. And it's probably the closest John Aldridge has come in this second half. Looks as though that record of goals in consecutive games for him is perhaps coming to an end. Liverpool's top scorer with 21. Cochrane. And Sinton. Cochrane again. And Barnes. McMahon. Runs to Millen. Keith Jones. I don't think even the Liverpool supporters would begrudge Brentford getting a goal. Stanislaus. Oh, he does want to get dispossessed there again. Gillespie. Whelan. Nickel. Whelan. Oh, great ball over to pick out McMahon. Oh, well, if the scoreline hadn't been 4-0, I think you would have seen McMahon put his leg out for that. And the whistle goes, but ends a thoroughly entertaining quarter-final. Liverpool the victors by 4 goals to 0. Handshakes between Dalglish and Steve Perryman, 2 great players in their own right, in their own day. But it's been their day, don't make any mistake about it. Liverpool's class telling in the end, but it was only in the last half an hour that it did, because Brentford from the 3rd Division have done themselves and the FA Cup proud. Thoroughly enjoyable, played in a tremendous spirit, and capped by some real quality finishing from the England stars, Barnes and Beardsley. A day for player and supporter to remember. Liverpool 4, Brentford 0.